The hauntings of the London Underground. Have you ever felt it? That sensation that someone is watching you, even when you're alone. That chill on the back of your neck. That silence that weighs heavier than noise. That tightness in your chest in a train station, for no reason, no explanation. You're not imagining it. There are places that hold more than walls. They hold screams. They hold tears. They hold deaths that were never properly mourned. And no place on earth does this better than the London Underground. More specifically, the Northern Line. It's not just the oldest line. It's not just the most confusing. It's the most charged. With stories that time did not erase. With tragedies that the asphalt did not bury. With voices that, even after decades, still insist on being heard. You will learn about the shelter where 56 people drowned screaming, and to this day the screams continue. The station where an innocent man was executed by mistake, and his pain still contaminates those who pass through. The tunnel where a train driver died without braking, and to this day no one knows why. The ticket hall where 31 people turned to ash in seconds, and the smell of smoke still returns, out of nowhere. The hut where the devil entered and never left. The loop where trains enter, but no one is sure if they ever really leave. This is not entertainment. It is a testimony. And every story you will hear has 3 layers. 1. What happened? The real, documented, brutal facts. 2. What they felt. The emotions frozen in time, still alive in the corridors. 3. What this has to do with you. Because places like these don't haunt others. They reveal something in you. You will feel uncomfortable. You will want to pause. You will want to look behind you. You will feel your heart race, not from fear, from recognition. Because what haunts these stations are not ghosts. They are collective wounds. They are unresolved traumas. They are truths that insist on not dying. And if you are hearing this now, it's not by chance. One of these stories will choose you. It will touch something you buried. It will echo somewhere inside you that you thought was silent. So take a deep breath, because in a moment, you will descend with me into the underground, into the silence, into the archives. And when this story is over, you will never enter a subway station the same way again. Welcome to the Northern Line, where the dead don't haunt. They witness. Northern Line. Archives of silence. You are never alone in the underground. No matter the time, the empty train, the dark tunnel, something was always there before you. Someone screamed there. Someone cried. Someone died without understanding why. The Northern Line is not just concrete, track, and red signals. It is a living archive. Every station holds an unfinished chapter. Every curve, an echo that has not fallen silent. These are not ghost stories. They are stories of people the world forgot. But the underground did not, and if you listen closely, perhaps they are still speaking. Balaam, Collective Panic, October 14th, 1940. Just after 8 p.m., a 400-kilogram bomb falls above the tunnels. It opens a crater. A bus falls into it, luckily with no passengers. But below in the shelter, the true horror begins. Gas, sewage, and water pipes burst. Water floods in, fast, cold, suffocating. 66 people drown, in panic, in the dark, not understanding what was happening. Today, those who work the night shift at Balaam swear they hear screams. Not just one scream, many, overlapping. as if 66 mouths are still trying to breathe underwater. They are not there to scare. They are there to remind. Collective fear does not die. It echoes. We didn't know the water was coming. We thought we were safe. The ground shook. Then the smell. Then the cold. And then the sound. The sound of all of us trying to scream at once. No one heard us, but the tunnel heard, and it never forgot. If you descend into Balaam at night, do not fear the silence. Have respect for what it hides. Stockwell, The Silent Injustice, July 22, 2005. London was still shaking from the attacks 2 weeks prior. Jean Charles de Menezes, an innocent man, is mistaken for a suspect. Chased. Executed inside a train departing from the station. No one apologized that day. There was only silence. Today, passengers who have never heard of him feel an overwhelming sadness waiting on the platform, a tightness in the chest, as if they had just received terrible news without knowing what it is. He doesn't want revenge. He wants you to feel for a second what it's like to be erased by mistake. I just wanted to catch the train. I didn't know my face was a death sentence. They shouted. I turned around. I thought it was a mistake. Until the bullets entered. Now I don't haunt. I infiltrate. Into the sadness you feel for no reason. I don't want revenge. I want you to feel, for a second, what it's like to be erased by mistake, and to never forget. If you feel this at Stockwell, stop. Touch your chest. Say softly, Jean Charles, I see you. The sadness will lessen. Not because he left, but because you acknowledged him. Moorgate. The Unresolved Guilt. February 28, 1975. A train enters the station at 50 km/h and does not stop. It crashes into the final wall, explodes into twisted metal. The driver, Leslie Newson, is found with his hand still on the throttle. He didn't brake. He didn't scream. He didn't move. No mechanical failure. No sign of an attack. Nothing. Before the accident, workers saw a man in blue overalls walking on the tracks, his face in absolute panic, as if he already knew what was coming. I died here in the 50s. No one saw me. No one heard me. Only the train. Now I return. Not to scare, to warn. When you see someone standing still staring into the void, it's not distraction. It's absence. The body is functioning, but the soul is already gone. Leslie didn't make a mistake. He was gone, and the system didn't notice, just like it didn't notice with me. Place your hand on something metallic. Feel the cold. Say, Leslie, I do not judge. I witness. The cold will seem more intense. It is the weight of collective guilt, which you now share, to relieve him of it. King's Cross. The Collective Trauma, November 18th, 1987, just before 7:30 p.m. A lit match falls between the slats of an escalator, dirty, greasy, not cleaned since the 1940s. The fire catches, fast, violent. It becomes a fireball that explodes into the ticket hall. 31 people die. Among them, firefighter Colin Townsley, found next to a passenger trying to save him until the end. A clock on the escalator stops exactly at 7:45, the minute the fire severed its wires. Today, passengers smell smoke that vanishes into thin air. They see a woman in jeans kneeling, screaming, who disappears when someone walks past her. I was almost home. Just one more escalator. The heat came from behind. I turned around. I saw the fire rising like a snake. I screamed. No one heard me. Now I repeat my scream, not to be saved, so that you never ignore a real scream. The smell you sense, it's the smell of neglect turned to ash. Never let dirt accumulate again. Not under the escalators and not under the law. Light a match. Let it burn almost to the end. Blow it out. Say, in memory of the 31, may the fire free them. May the smoke warn us. Keep the matchstick. Carry it for a day. Then, bury it. Trauma must be honored, not forgotten. Camden Town, the ancestral fear, 17th century. Before the underground, before the city as we know it, there was a hut here, and in it lived Ginny Bingham, daughter of witches, widow of missing men, accused of killing one of them in the oven. Although some said he was hiding there, they called her Mother Damnable, Mother Redcap, the witch of Kentish Town. They say one night, the devil entered her house and never left. The next morning, she was found dead, holding a teapot with herbs and poison. They gave the liquid to the cat. It lost all its fur, died in 2 hours. Today, those who pass through Camden Town feel an oppression in the air, as if something is watching, not to hurt, to judge. They called me a witch because my parents died. They called me a murderer because my men disappeared. But what really killed me was their fear. The devil. He just came to free me. Now I don't haunt. I reflect. When you feel this weight in Camden, it's not a curse. It's the weight of all the unjust judgments this place has seen and still sees. Write on a piece of paper, I release judgment. Burn it. Whisper, Ginny, your name is not a curse. It is memory. The smell of the light smoke is your blessing, not your curse. Kennington Loop, the existential confusion. The loop was built in the 1920s. It's used for trains to turn around. Passengers cannot get off there. But the workers, they swear they hear things. Doors opening and closing by themselves. Footsteps coming towards them. Shadows that vanish. 2 maintenance men who appear and disappear before they arrive. I walk because I never stopped. I worked. I died. I continued. Now, I walk the loop because it's where time doesn't pass, where things repeat, where you think you've moved forward, but you're in the same place. If you hear the doors, don't be afraid. Ask yourself, where am I really? Next time you feel stuck, in a job, in a cycle, in a pain, close your eyes. Imagine a train door opening before you. Say, I choose to exit. Open your eyes. Take a step, any step, outside the pattern. The loop only traps those who believe they cannot leave. Highgate, the persistent memory. Above the station there was a steam railway line, decommissioned before the war. The tracks were removed, but the sounds, they never stopped. Residents heard whistles, the chug-chug of locomotives, even into the 1970s when they no longer existed. We are not machines. We are memories in motion. The sound you hear is not iron. It is longing. It is the echo of those who boarded here, said goodbye here, departed from here. The track was removed. But the emotional path, no one can take that away. Listen, not with your ears, with your skin. You will feel the vibration. It is the past saying, I am still here, because you still need me. Place your hand on the ground. Close your eyes. Imagine the train passing beneath you, not of metal, but of light. Say, I receive your passage. I honor your journey. Lift your hand. The vibration will remain for a few seconds. It is the past thanking you. You don't walk on tracks. You walk on layers of pain, courage, error, and grief. Every station is a wound that hasn't healed, but which, if touched with respect, can become a memorial. Balaam, collective panic Stockwell, silent injustice Moorgate, unresolved guilt King's Cross, collective trauma Camden Town, ancestral fear Kennington Loop, existential confusion, Highgate, persistent memory. Next time you descend into the underground, don't just look at the train, look at the air, at the silence between the sounds, at the cold in the walls. Someone might be trying to tell you something. Do not fear. Witness. This story does not end here. It only ends when you carry it forward. Because memory is not just about remembering. It is about repeating. It is about honoring. It is about passing it on so that no one else is forgotten. If any of these stations touched you, if you felt a chill that wasn't from the air conditioning, if you recognized a pain that wasn't yours, but that you carry, you were chosen. Not by me, not by chance, but by those who are still there, in the tunnels, in the echoes, in the cold walls, waiting for someone who will finally hear them. So, before you close this video, stop, breathe, close your eyes for 3 seconds, and ask yourself, which of these stories still lives inside me? Perhaps it's the panic of Balaam. Perhaps it's the injustice of Stockwell. Perhaps it's the guilt of Moorgate, or the fire that didn't go out at King's Cross, the silent judgment of Camden Town, the cycle that doesn't end at Kennington Loop, or the train that never departed from Highgate. This story is not mine. It's yours now. And if you felt this, if it stirred something you didn't even know was there, share it. Not because it's scary, but because it is human. Because someone, somewhere, needs to hear this, to feel less alone in their own pain, to remember that places hold more than bricks. They hold souls. They hold screams. They hold truths that time tried to erase, but failed. And if you want, come back here, reread it, share in the comments. The station that chose me was not out of obligation, but as a testimony. Because when you name the pain, it stops haunting you and starts to guide you. Thank you for descending with me. Until the next station, and next time you enter the underground, do not fear what might be watching you. Have respect, because perhaps it's just someone asking not to be forgotten.